Hello and welcome to our webinar series entitled Putting the U in UT, a webinar series showcasing the value of the University of Toledo MBA program. I'm Patrick Maloney. I'll be presenting this webinar to you. I'm a current graduate assistant here in the University of Toledo's College of Business, as well as a current MBA student. I can talk to you from experience about the program, some of its benefits, and why I chose the University of Toledo. So about the agenda for our webinar, we're going to start with a little segment about the University of Toledo, which is more like a general overview of the university itself. Then we'll move into why an individual would pursue a professional MBA and why at the University of Toledo, discussing some of the strengths of the UT program. Some of the learning outcomes one can expect to achieve once obtaining an MBA, what they can expect out of the working world, and some of the knowledge they can expect to achieve by pursuing a professional MBA. We'll talk about what it's like to be an MBA student. I'll give a testimonial about my experience here as a student and what I really think of the program as a whole. We'll talk about some of the strengths of the program, including why the University of Toledo is unique in itself. And then we'll move into some of the more frequently asked questions surrounding the curriculum of the program, some of the career services that the university implements to help our students to grow, not only as students but as future employees in the working world. We'll discuss some of the requirements for admission to the University of Toledo's MBA program, and then we will end with a discussion on tuition and fees and some of the ways you can fund your trip to the university. So about the University of Toledo. The University of Toledo is a student-centered public metropolitan research university founded in 1872. Home to over 23,000 students enrolled in over 300 undergraduate, graduate, and professional programs. It holds the third largest public university operating budget in the state of Ohio. When the University of Toledo merged with the Medical College of Ohio, that enabled this public university that is the University of Toledo to acquire such an operating budget. The UT is accredited as well by the Higher Learning Commission. So why pursue a professional MBA? Well, a lot of our students want to push the boundaries of their career or expand upon their capabilities as an employee, pursuing greater heights and moving up the career ladder faster than non-MBA counterparts. So when you are, for example, in a race, if you will, to the next promotion, it's a highly competitive industry out there. There'll be other people trying to obtain the same promotion you'll be going for. To have that MBA on your resume, it's going to make you stand out immediately. And not only that, but in terms of getting your foot in the door in some of these different corporations, a lot of these corporations are looking for top talent and top individual students with a history of success in terms of the curriculum they've taken at the collegiate level, and there's no better way to showcase your intellectual capability than by putting an MBA on your resume and by achieving such a distinction. COBI equals careers. That is essentially our testimonial to our ability to place students in different corporations, not only locally but domestically across the country. We've shipped students anywhere as far as New York to California and everything in between. But yeah, our students have a significantly high placement rate once graduating with their professional MBA, and the University of Toledo works very hard to place its students in the right fits anywhere in the country in terms of the kind of job they'll be looking for. And our people can start earning a wage more consistent with their true worth as an individual as well. So the average annual salary increases somewhat dramatically once you obtain an MBA, because you can expect to start moving up the career ladder quicker, or you can command a higher salary because of your distinction as an MBA graduate. So about the program, it's the largest and most preferred program in the region with over 300 individual MBA students enrolled in the program. It is a nationally recognized program as well. It is AACSB accredited, placing it in the top 2 or 3% of all colleges across the country, and we are as well a member of the GMAC Council. It's a very flexible program, and students can take classes at their own pace, whether it's one class at a time or 5 classes at a time. Students can move along at the pace with which suits their needs. So if a lot of our students are a lot older with families and full-time jobs, so that they'll take 1 or 2 classes at a time, where some of our students are also younger, trying to move through the program as quick as possible, taking 3 to 4 or even more on occasion classes at a time. It's a very sophisticated learning environment here. We have a brand new building here. The Stranahan Business Complex is a beautiful, highly technical landscape and building as well. Everything from the blinds on the windows that automatically adjust to the level of lighting in the room, to the instruments in the classroom that help our students to achieve success not only in the classroom but out in the workplace, in the industry as well, once they move on from the university. And the MBA program is extremely connected with businesses. We have hundreds of recruiters that attend our job fair and our networking nights every year. It's very highly attended because they recognize that the University of Toledo has a unique ability to cultivate top talent and to provide top talent to some of the businesses that recruit here. So as I mentioned earlier, some of the learning outcomes of the University of Toledo's MBA program, you can expect to become more knowledgeable in your area of specialization, whether that's technological entrepreneurship or operations management or finance. You can expect that the extra hard work and time that you put in learning about these topics and studying under our distinguished PhD professors here at the University of Toledo, you're going to become much more knowledgeable in whichever area of specialization you should pursue. You open yourself up for greater job opportunities as well, and further educational growth will prepare you for your real-world experience in the workplace as well. We have a way of, as I mentioned, putting top talent out into businesses across the country because of our curriculum here. It does a really good job being hands-on and teaching students how to succeed in the workplace. So what it's like to be a student, the University of Toledo is home to over 200 different student organizations, Division I athletics, surrounded by a highly spirited student body. It's very spirited around here. Our sporting events are highly attended, and people are very enthusiastic about what's going on campus as far as the athletics are concerned. We have a beautiful landscaped campus here. A famous architectural engineer actually designed the campus back in the day when it was designed and built, and it's just beautiful. The limestone buildings really stand out, and the whole campus as a whole is just very pretty and well-crafted landscape. There are great cultural events. It's a very diverse student body here at the University of Toledo. That's something we're very proud of, is our diversity and our inclusion. And it makes for a much better learning experience having such diversity and such cultural events going on around campus at all times. We have a very involved Greek life as well, whether that's with the business fraternity or outside of it or joining a sorority. There are lots of options to choose from if you want to get involved with some of our Greek life here on campus. So campus life and activities, the University of Toledo holds over 30 student organizations, and we have a very involved student government as well that works actively and very hard to make real change happen here on campus. It's something we're very proud of, is to be able to say we have student representatives that take into account what our needs and what our goals for the future are, as well as some of the ways we see the University of Toledo improving in the future and trying to implement some of these changes across campus. And there are plenty of annual events to look forward to as well, anything from Music Fest, where the university invites some renowned artists from across the country in to play for the student body, which is a free event for our students, to Song Fest, Homecoming, and our dance marathon. Homecoming includes a whole parade. It's a week-long celebration, if you will, very highly spirited, and usually concludes with a football game over the weekend that's very well attended. And our university students get very involved during our homecoming week. It's a very fun and engaging time to be here on campus. And the dance marathon is a lot of fun as well. Students dance as long as they can go. It's like an extravaganza to see who can make it the longest. So how the University of Toledo stands out, we have hundreds of employers here at the University of Toledo. As I mentioned previously, our job fairs are highly attended because there are many different businesses, both local and domestically, looking for top talent, which they know they can find within the University of Toledo's walls. The program is extremely flexible. Students can take courses at their own pace. It is an accredited program and institution as well, which, of course, with our AACSB accreditation, which is one of the highest standards of achievement for business schools worldwide, that puts us in the top 2 or 3% in terms of who actually receives such accreditation. We're very proud to say that we are one of those universities. And we're nationally recognized as well as one of the top 300 best MBA programs in the country, according to the Princeton Review. Considering there are thousands of different MBA programs across the country, that's a very respectable spot to be in, is in the top 300. That's for certain. It's something we're very proud of. And being a Division I school, you can add a great value to your degree by pursuing an MBA from such a Division I school, because you'll be challenged to excel here, and our students are pushed as hard as possible in order to derive the best education possible from the university. So I'll give you a testimonial. I'm Patrick Maloney, graduate assistant and current MBA student here at the university. I chose the University of Toledo as an undergraduate as well, not only because I was a local individual here in Toledo, but I had grown up hearing about all the strengths of the University of Toledo's College of Business when I knew they were building a brand new building for the business complex. I was very excited, being my passion in business and my desire to pursue it with the University of Toledo. And once I got here, not only did I know about the campus and its beauty, but I found a lot of diversity in the campus and in terms of the student body, and that has really helped me to learn. It's very engaging to be involved with different ethnicities and backgrounds with different individuals, and it's a great learning experience to be in such a diverse and inclusive environment. And some of the professors are very distinguished across the College of Business. I have been very pleased with some of the curriculum and the academic standards that they've upheld here at the University of Toledo. My time here has been very well spent. I feel like I'm learning a great deal of knowledge by just being here involved at the University of Toledo, and I wouldn't have chosen another university as a result. So our MBA majors, there are 10 different areas of specialization available. These range all the way from finance and information systems over to human resource management, leadership, and technological entrepreneurship. Anything on the list that you want to choose, we're very open and available, and it's a very distinguished program. Some of our professors are the finest in the country, and it's very, very hands-on experience, and you can choose from up to 2 different areas of specialization at a time, no more than 2. So if you wanted to do finance and information systems, that's fine. You just would not be able to add a 3rd area of specialization. I should note as well, you can also choose general administration as an area of specialization, which essentially allows you to choose from your list of electives what you want to take in terms of the knowledge you'd like to receive while during your time here at the university in the MBA program. So, for example, myself as a general administration student, I've been able to take several leadership courses, several information system courses, and a technological entrepreneurship courses because I wanted to derive as much knowledge from the different departments as I possibly could, and I'm very happy to have such a choice as it pertains to my plan of study. So the curriculum here at the University of Toledo, you start with, in the MBA program, all our students, well, most of our students start with the Common Body of Knowledge courses, which totals 18 credit hours and amounts to 6 courses designed to convey undergraduate level knowledge and material to new business students. So something of note, if you were a previous business student and you took courses like Accounting 1 and 2, Stats 1 and 2, Micro and Macroeconomics, if you were able to obtain a C or better in some of these undergraduate courses, then you could waive their equivalent courses as an MBA student. So you would not have to take some or all of the Common Body of Knowledge courses depending on your plan of study as an undergrad and your ability to achieve success in those same courses. The MBA core courses are 8 courses that all professional MBA students are required to take, ranging from results-based management to finance to accounting to operations management and supply chain management. These courses are required of all of our students, and they're very hands-on with a lot of group work involved. They're very challenging, but also very rewarding in terms of the type of knowledge you can expect to receive from your time in the classroom. And then our students conclude the plan of study with elective courses. These depend on the different area of specialization, because if you are taking finance as an area of specialization, you are directly supposed to take the finance electives that are associated with that area of specialization. Whereas if you're general, as I mentioned earlier, you can choose some of the electives that you have to take, but the elective courses are made up or comprised of the different courses required of you depending on the area of specialization you should choose. And that's something you can work out with your advisor once you get here as well. You can sit down and figure out the right plan of study, including the right classes you'll want or need to take, and figure out where to go from there. So there are many different career services available at the University of Toledo. There's a career and major exploration segment where you can sit down with several individuals and figure out what you're good at, what you want to do with your life, and where you want to push the boundaries of your career to, and where you want to be in 10 years. And they'll help you figure out what you need to be doing not only with the University of Toledo but outside in the industry in order to achieve some of these goals. It's a very useful service that the university provides. I highly recommend our students look into it. We also have professional development services like the mock interviews that we conduct here, teach our students to be prepared for different interview situations that they may face. We also have resume critiquing sessions where students can sit down with a professional and rework their resume to make it look as professional and accomplished as possible. And we also host many events and activities here at the University of Toledo. And as far as recruiting, there's the job fair that happens twice a year, once in the spring and once in the fall semester here at UT, where hundreds of employers gather to talk with different talents at the University of Toledo and try and recruit the talent into their business. We also have the networking nights where you can get to know some of these recruiters from different businesses in the local and domestic area and talk about what the work life within each corporation may be like and gather a better understanding of what the environment or the corporate culture is at some of these recruiters' place of business. And they're just great ways to get involved with different recruiters and ensure that you are networking properly across different businesses that you're interested in. So requirements for admission to the program, our students are required to have a GPA of 2.7 or higher. We require at least one letter of recommendation, GMAT test results from within the last 5 years, a submitted online application with a small fee to be paid on top of it, and a typed statement of purpose. The letter of recommendation can be anyone as far as a supervisor to a professor that you had in the past. Anything but friends and family really works for the letters of recommendation. The GMAT test, you can schedule your test at MBA.com, and there are many different testing centers and dates available. You just choose for what suits you, take the test, and you can send your test results to the University of Toledo from the testing center. That is something you do upon completion of the test. It should be noted that extremely qualified students with history of significant and progressive work experience, as well as strong letters of recommendation and a very high GPA, could find themselves in a position to waive the GMAT, whereas they don't have to take it. But normally we do require GMAT test results from all of our students. And the type statement of purpose is about a half a page to 2-page document, which really discusses what you want to do with your MBA, what your future goals and ambitions are, and why MBA from the University of Toledo can help you get there. It could be something as simple as I want to change the world, or to I want to move up in the current corporation that I'm at, which requires an MBA. So tuition and fees, in-state tuition here for the program is about $527 per credit hour, and that extends up times 12 for the 12 credit hours to about $6,322 for 12 credit hours. Each course is 3 credit hours, so doing the math, you'll just take the 527 times 3, and that will give you about the price of one course for the program. it should be noted that after you add 13 or more credit hours, the fee does increase by a significant amount. So most of our students tend to take between 1 and 4 courses at a time. 3 classes, which is 9 credit hours, is considered to be full-time at the program. So a lot of our students usually take 3 classes, but it just depends on the home life and work life of our students, how many courses they want to take at a time. And then out-of-state tuition is about $943, and the same goes for out-of-state. If you add over 12 credit hours at a time, then there's an extra fee per credit hour that's added as well. And I've included a link here at the bottom for anyone who wants to check out the tuition and fee page themselves to see the tuition that we do charge. So funding options for the program, there are several different options to try and finance your MBA. You can apply for a graduate assistantship, which is essentially to become a worker here at the University of Toledo, likely in the College of Business. These graduate assistantships do require a GMAT test score of 500 or more and a GPA of 3.0 or higher. These are very highly competitive assistantships. Most of the students do apply for these, and only a handful are chosen, because what happens is you work anywhere between 20 and 25 hours for the University of Toledo, and not only are you paid a small stipend, but they cover the cost of tuition up to 3 classes as well on top of it. So with that in mind, a lot of students try and compete or qualify, if you will, for these graduate assistantships. The best way to stand out for these is to have a high GPA and a high GMAT score with a strong resume. Those are probably the 3 biggest things to try and stand out and gain a graduate assistantship opportunity. There are also many employer reimbursement programs that are available for utilization. Many of our students here in the MBA program are a little bit older, working full-time for a company within the area, and someone working for a company like Owens Corning or ProMedica may be told by their employer, hey, we're willing to help cover the cost of some of your tuition if you're willing to go back and pursue your MBA with the University of Toledo or with another institution. So a lot of times employers are willing to reimburse the cost of tuition for a lot of their employees as they go back and try and earn their MBA. And so that's what the case of employer reimbursement programs is. And then there are, of course, student loan services similar to the ones utilized by many students as an undergrad. You can take out student loans to pursue your MBA, and it is ultimately worth it, in my opinion, to do such a thing because of the expected salary increase you can see on an annual basis with an MBA versus as an undergrad, and the many different options that become available once you receive your MBA versus once you receive an undergraduate degree. So that's about it for our webinar. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact the College of Business's Graduate Programs Office at any time. We can help you with any questions as far as admissions procedure to advising of courses, and we are available Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and we would love to field any questions that you do have. Please contact us at any time. Thank you very much for listening in to our webinar, and I hope you have a wonderful day and consider the University of Toledo.